Hey, what's going on, guys? Today is Friday, July 12th, 2018. 28 degrees this morning. I was listening to the radio. This is why I'm making this video. This is, like, seriously. This morning I was listening to the classic station. You know, Conway Twitty, Dolly Parton, Tanya Tucker, you know, the good stuff, old stuff. Well, there wasn't nothing on, you know, they played a couple songs I wasn't really in the mood for, so I switched stations. I switched to Y100. And these guys, they're a pretty good station. At first it caught me off guard because they were talking about ending women's suffrage. And I was like, you know, they were just joking around with each other. Hey, man, you want to see if we can end women's suffrage? And I was like, women's suffrage is the right to vote. So it was kind of irking me at first. Then I started listening, and then they said that, you know, women's suffrage is the right to vote, and this falls under the education level, and we're going to make some phone calls. It is so bad that when people are called, you know, that they obviously had the few, hey, you know, hey, good morning, you know, this, you know, I'm sorry to bother you, but I just have a question. Okay. You know, well, would you like to end women's suffrage? I really don't care, you know, stuff like that. You know, every radio station has that. But when you have a grown-ass man, sitting here, you know, hey, sir, we just want to know, would you like to end, you know, should women's suffrage be outlawed? Yes, sir, I absolutely do. I have four daughters, and I absolutely think women's suffrage is wrong. Really? Like, for real, dude. This dude sounded old. This dude didn't sound my age or my daddy's age. This dude sounded like his daddy's age, you know, like probably 60s or 70s. He sounded old. And then the last phone call they made is just what ended it. This was it was so bad. They made this call and sir, sorry to bother you this morning. We just have a quick question. Would you like to outlaw or help end women's suffrage? Oh yeah, man, I just, you know, hitting women, you know, if anybody lays their hand on a woman, they should be thrown underneath the prison. And that's my view on that. Okay, sir, should we try to outlaw or petition women's suffrage? Oh, yes, sir, I absolutely believe I do. I believe we should. It's just wrong. And then they hung up and, you know, busted out laughing and go, are you serious? And then obviously it plays the music again. This is what I'm talking about. This is our level of education. This is what is so wrong with the country nowadays, that this is why history is going to end up repeating itself. There is nobody pays attention anymore. Everybody wants to, you know, talk about, oh yeah, I get good grades and stuff like that, and these college students, you know, they got it's like, I don't know if y'all remember Kinky Friedman. He ran for governor a few years back here in Texas, and he said, you know, his main focus was the education system. And one of his quotes, and it's true, he said, yeah, kids come out of school, graduated, knowing about the Civil War, knowing that it happened, but thinking it happened in Europe. No, it happened right here. If we just taught our kids to pay attention a little bit more, and our teachers to stop teaching off of opinion and teach from the freaking textbook, we might be a little bit better off. This women's suffrage, ending women's suffrage. Women's suffrage was ran by, that's Susan B. Anthony, fighting for the right to vote for women. That's what women's suffrage is. That's why it irked me, because they were talking about ending women's suffrage, and I was like, no, something's not right here. They don't need to end that. This is not something that needs to be looked at negatively. And, like, I mean, come on now. Ending women's suffrage. Yeah, suffrage just sounds like a bad word. Because I remember when I was a kid, I said, how is women's suffrage? When I started learning this, how is women's suffrage suffering?